Thank you for browsing page 121. Today we're going to go into the monster manual. We're going to look at a nasty creature that I used to love, surprise my players with, the troglodyte. Troglodyte? What the heck are those? Well, they're a good lower level encounter for a group, and I used to like to use them when I had a larger group at the table. One particular time I used this at the old club I used to belong to, and I'll go into that a little bit as I do the video. It's troglodyte. They are common. 10 to 100 appearing, AC 5, 2 hit dice, number of attacks 3 or 1, and that's claw bite for 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 2 to 5, or by weapon type. Revulsion order is their special attack, special defenses, see below. Magic resistance standard, intelligence low, and their chaotic evil in medium. Troglodytes are a race of reptilian humanoids who dwell in subterranean places. They loathe humans, and their aim is to slaughter all whom they encounter. Troglodytes have excellent infravision to 90 feet. For every 10 troglodytes encountered, there will be 1 leader type with 3 hit dice. For every 20, there will be an additional 2 leader types with 4 hit dice each. If 60 or more are encountered, there will be a troglodyte chieftain with 6 hit dice and 2 to 8 guards of 3 hit dice each. That's a pretty formidable encounter, by the way. The lair of a tribe of troglodytes is typically a large cave or cavern with small chambers adjoining it, in which the individual units live. A lair will contain females equal to 100% of the males, so 1 male per female. Females fight as 1+1 hit dice monsters, and there will also be hatchlings and eggs, but these are of no importance. I think that's a poor choice of words there. Of course they're important, it's just no importance to the fight. Troglodytes can attack with claws and teeth, but 50% of them use weapons of some type. The armed half of the group encountered will have 2 javelins at 25% chance, battle axe made of stone, 10% chance, morning star made of stone, 10% chance, and the sword, 5% chance, no doubt taken from some hapless fallen adventurers. Their javelins are great vein darts, which have a +3 to hit when used by troglodytes and cause 2 to 8 points of damage. Troglodytes shun armor. When aroused for battle, troglodytes emit a secretion which smells extremely disgusting to humans, including dwarves, elves, gnomes, half-elves, and halflings, but notably not half-orcs. Those humans fail their saving throw versus poison are affected by revulsion so as to lose 1 point of strength per melee round for 1 to 6 rounds, cumulative. So if I were to fail my saving throw versus the stench, I would have a 6-sider rolled, and if it was a 6, then I would lose 6 points of strength over 6 rounds. That's pretty big. Loss of strength lasts 10 melee rounds after it has taken final effect. So, again, in my scenario above, if I had taken the 6 points of strength loss, I would take the 1 round per, and at the end of the 6 rounds, that's when the 10 round time clock would start where I'd be getting my strength back. That's pretty devastating. That can be a lot of difficulty for you. Troglodytes have chameleon-like power, so they can change their skin coloration to shades of gray, brown, or green. They thus surprise on a 1 to 4 unless they're angry and excreting their stench. They use this coloration to hide when an encounter goes against them. So there you have it. You should say, what's the big deal on these guys? Well, it's actually a deceptively good monster if you want a TPK. Obviously, at 2 hit dice, an individual troglodyte is not that formidable, but once you get up into the numbers and you get some of the leaders and those kind going, they can be pretty devastating. I was surprised there's no shaman listed for these creatures, because I have used shaman with them before. And in fact, one of the shaman powers I have given in the past is a magic user spell, Stinking Cloud. It fits to me, to my mind, so I have used that. I had a situation years ago where I had a bunch of players. This is at a club I used to belong to in the early 80s, and the players, no matter what I did, there were 2 players that insisted on just smashing in and attacking whatever it was. It really killed the role-playing. It was all that we did was charge in and attack things. So for me as the DM, that got kind of boring. So I thought, okay, they're on 4th level. I thought I'll throw some troglodytes in. I did. The 2 big fighter guys that came rushing in to attack without realizing what they were, came in and both failed their saving throw. Both of them started losing strength 1 point per round, and I believe it was a 4 that I threw. So they lost a total of 4 points of strength over 4 rounds. That took the wind out of the sails of the big fighter-type bullies. All of a sudden, they weren't that keen on jumping in as quickly because they were leery of anything else I might have waiting for them, which was exactly what I wanted. So that was kind of fun. And then having a cleric out there, a shaman, who can use a stinking cloud to attack was also a good deterrent for these guys. So it really kind of calmed the party down and made them start thinking before they went in and attack stuff. And then I was able to actually build some role-playing and put in diverse monsters that would be more fun. So it ended up being a good thing all the way around. Troglodytes, if you're dealing with a party even up to 5 hit dice, troglodytes can be a really good encounter based on numbers and on their stench. Because once you start getting your key fighters losing their strength, it becomes a real problem. The way to deal with these guys, of course, is to hit them with a fireball. I did a game also at that club. It was a month or two afterward. We met once a month. It was a month or two after my initial encounter with troglodytes. Just for fun, I put some more in, but I described the cave as just reeking, just no matter what, because the troglodytes were there and they always kind of smelled. Anybody who's been around a skunk that hasn't chosen to fire its blast knows the skunk still stinks. They're kind of gross. But in this case, what I did was, it was a little to the benefit of the players. The players shot a fireball into the crew, into the troglodytes, and I gave the fireball an extra die. And that was simply because I said that the gas itself, there was enough accumulation that was actually flammable, and it detonated with the fireball, so I gave them an extra dice of damage. Not a big deal, even if you threw a 6, even with a saving throw, it's only 6 more hit points. But it was an interesting thing to throw in and encourage the players a little bit to use little missiles, little range stuff, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I did it. That was what I intended. But that's really all I've got to say about troglodytes. They were, back in the day, one of the main killer encounters. If you had a lower level group and troglodytes were there, they're a real problem. At 2 hit dice with up to 3 attacks in a round at 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 2 to 5, which by the way is how I love to run these, because you have a better chance to hit and get some damage off the party with multiple attacks. Although I do like the +3 to hit with the javelin, and I have used that. But that's all I've got to say today on page 121. I just thought we'd take a look at our stinky friends here. Let me know if you've encountered these guys, and if so, how you've used them. Or maybe I'm way off base and something else should have been done. I don't know. I'm always open to ideas. So please leave comments below, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tell your friends. Let's keep growing the channel. Also, please take a look at the Patreon, see if you can help me out there. But that's all I've got today on page 121. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.